Okay, okay. Very well, very well. Moving on, moving on. Starting off another live stream. Fun times, fun times. Edit. Yeesh. You go here, here. Alright. Cool, nice. Alright, so hold on a minute. Just putting everything, setting everything up. We shall be good to go very shortly. So this time around, it's Revenant time. So on the Revenant, I have no clue in regards to any of the abilities. The music seems to be a little bit on the higher side, so let me just lower that one. Just put it, yeah, around here. Around 2 or so decibels less. So, shall we begin? Oh my god, my microphone is so close. Shall we begin? So here I am. I don't have my Revenant. Let me just put in my Rev. So this time around, I will be just doing the hidden effects for the Revenant. So, like I just mentioned, I have not done any testing in regards to the Revenant. The only one that I have experience with is going to be in regards to speed spears. Obviously, I made a video about speed spears. So, yeah, so that's the only one that I've ever used. I have not used any of the other 2 hidden effects. I will also collect some of these other rings that I have right here. I'll collect these 2, and I'm going to collect these 2 because I already done the Boomeranger and the Gunslinger video, which I don't need these. So there's that. I need to check some of the other rings that I have on my personal chest, which I do have the Ice Age, and I do have one from the Bard because I was doing testing. And yeah, so that's essentially going to be where it is. Now, first and foremost, do I even have... I don't think I have any... No, I don't think I can... So I need 4. 4 prime loops at least. So let me just open up 4 prime loops. Let's see if I could get a high level ring from these. Maybe if I get a speed spear crystal 4. I got 2 crystal level 3s, nice. I already have a crystal level 3. And Vengeful Storm. Spirit Squad, Vengeful Storm. So I have both of them right here, just ready to go. Cool, cool, cool. I already have Speed Spears. This one should have Spirit Squad, and this one should have Vengeful Storm. And once again, let me just put this back down a little bit more. Yes, I will be just doing testing on how does every single hidden effect works on the Revenant. You know, we do this every single time that, you know, before actually making the video, so you can actually just see the testing. Normally I do this off stream, but hey, people really do like when I do this type of live stream, so I might as well just do them. Now, we already know about Speed Spears. You know, it doesn't lower movement speed. It's an amazing ability, made a whole video about it. So that's not going to be the end all be all. I'm just going to be going over the other 2. So Enjoy the live streams in general. I appreciate it. Alright, Spirit Squad. Spirit Storm summons a group of tiny Spirit Wraith. So that's going to be obviously old. Oh, there's 3 of them. Alright, I see them. Do they do the same damage? It summons 3 of them. Does it have a cooldown? It's 3 minion limit, right? It's 3 minion limit. Okay, so 3 minion limit, that's the first note. It's 3 minion limit. Let me just lower my HP to see if it actually does the same amount of damage as the regular Spirit Wraith. So let's just see. Yes, it does the same damage. So it's exactly the same. You summon 3 Spirit Wraith up on ult. And I'm pretty sure it lasts the same amount of time of 75 seconds. So that's going to be where it is. It's essentially that. You summon 3 of them. So more minion, more deeps. Which could be rather nice. You know, Speed Spear is so good. Either way. So that's going to be tough to beat. But that could mean just pretty decent amounts of extra DPS because you can just use this on top of just using your regular ult. You know, if we're talking about post Shadowy Spotlight. Post Shadowy Spotlight, like all these 3 minions are going to be helping out extra DPS with your ult and with everything else. So if we look at it like potential max DPS, we have to look at it like Beamer, Violent Multiplication. Let me just get rid of these 2. What's the damage multiplier on minions? I do believe it's 0.75. It's sub 1. That's definitely a thing that I know. It's below 1. I don't remember if it is 0.66 or 0.75 on the regular hit, and it does sometimes a smash-like ability that does 3 or 3.5. I don't remember. I gotta do the math behind it, but I do believe it's 3.5 on the smash attack and 0.75 on each hit. So pretty much imagine it like pre-patch bog bomb minions from Boomeranger, with in some cases doing a little bit of extra damage. So yeah, with the current pre-patch Revenant, you can just look at it like this. Just activate Spirit Spear, activate Spirit Store, activate Flash, and you can just have stuff like this. You know, that's current Rev. And with the ultimate ability post-patch, that's going to... the ultimate ability definitely for sure is just going to be dishing out almost twice the amount of damage as right now. Your basic attack will be a little bit stronger. Spirit Spear will be the same, so it doesn't really matter. Definitely the 3 minions are going to be dishing out some pretty nice damage. But the ultimate ability definitely will be doing a lot more damage, so you can just have this. No, that's... You can tell that's the potential maximum DPS on Rev. Which is not bad, let me just tell you. So that's why this ability might be pretty decent, I'll say. Pretty decent. Because it doesn't seem to have a cooldown, it just only seems to be on a 3 minion limit, and you can just maintain the 100% uptime. Because as you can tell, I don't have any cooldown reduction on me, and the minions are still there. I almost have my ult once again. So 100% uptime is definitely a thing. They will stay there for the whole cooldown, which is 40 seconds. So you can just go once again and just They show some pretty hefty burst. It's not bad. And considering that, once again, this is pre-patch Revenant. Pre-patch Revenant ultimate ability, like right now, does 1.85 and then 1 times damage per orb that spawns. And post-patch is 3.15 on ultimate ability and 2 times damage per orb. So, best deal for Binding Internet, got no clue. Like, pretty much, it's just luck. Just any delve that has a lot of enemies. So I'm not going to say, oh yeah, this is the best. It's just whichever is just has a lot of enemies. So yes, you can just, again, okay, this can be quite nice for refs. And I didn't activate my Spirit Spear, which is kind of rough. And that's not taken into account if I activate passive as well. Just let me just activate passive real quick. So you can just dish out even more damage because passive damage increase plus another minion that doesn't overlap, so you can have 4 minions at once. Activate ult. You know, those types of damage that you can expect right now on Rev. In terms of DPS, this is pre-patch. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. And not to mention that Revenant, well, if you're using Spirit Storm, Spirit Spears, you can actually sacrifice this for Speed Spears and just farm Dells. Revenant is so good in farming Dells, it's not even funny. Anyways, shall we continue? That was Spirit Squad. Now time for Vengeful Storm. Okay. So it activates whenever you do reach low HP. And it does seem to have a long cooldown. So, first things first. It does activate when you reach low HP. How much is low HP? I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as the passive. So 1 HP. Okay, no, 50%. So around 50% HP, that's when it actually triggers a Spirit Storm. Let me see how much the cooldown is. So it seems to be like around a 30-second cooldown. So around a 30-second cooldown. And it activates the ultimate ability. Which means that it has a shorter actual cooldown than the ult. So it means that you can have 2 ults. This is actually really good as well. God damn. It's actually pretty good. Especially if you're like doing deep DPS testing. Well, not DPS, like if you're doing delves. If you get hit once, usually on the mid to high delves, you usually just activate. Well, you usually just go below half of your HP. So I mean, you can just do. Go like this. If you take hit, then the ability activate once again. And if the ability activate once again, let me just go below 50%. So, damn it. Alright, there we go. You know, it's the same thing. It does the same amount of damage and everything. So it pretty much just activates Spirit Storm on a 30-second cooldown every time you do get hit on below 50%. So 30-second cooldown, it's a lot. And I'm pretty sure you cannot reduce that amount of cooldown with cooldown reduction stuff like Chrono and such. I will try it out anyways, but let me just get rid of... Let me get Elysian Bandolier. Let me just get Chronomatic. Because it does seem to be like an internal cooldown, and being an internal cooldown means that obviously there is no way that you can just lower that. So let me just activate Spirit Storm. I don't know why I activated Spirit Storm, I'll be honest. So yeah, there's that. I'll just activate a couple of extra pods, a little bit more, why not? Let's see. No, okay, it doesn't help out. Okay, cool. So yeah, cooldown is internal, so it doesn't work on with Chrono. It works on regular Spirit Storm, so it means that you can just maintain Spirit Storm 100% of the time, almost. Like you can just go like this after Spirit Storm. And if you take hit, there's another Spirit Storm that activates because of the passive. And once again, you activate your own. I mean, pretty good. Like, all of the abilities from Rev seems to be pretty interesting. Pretty nice. Some nice. I don't think any of them are going to be better than Speed Spears because how much Speed Spears makes, how good it makes the Revenant. But if you want like some other stuff, like all of them are pretty nice from what I could tell. Like, I'll probably say like Vengeful Storm is the weakest out of all of them because it requires the enemy to hit you. It requires the enemy actually hits you, so you can actually just get yourself the Spirit Storm trigger. And being a 30-second cooldown, it's a long cooldown, so pretty much is it's not 100% consistent, and you can only use it against, technically against bosses. The other one, like Spirit Squad, is also pretty nice because it does help out in DPS, and it has much more uptime, because it pretty much you can just maintain a 100% uptime because it does have the same duration as the Spirit Storm cooldown, which is 40 seconds. So they will last there for 40 seconds, so they will help out in DPS. So if you are one of those person that doesn't use Speed Spears, using that one might be really good because it does help out in DPS. More like if you don't need Speed Spears, which you can really just use the Revenant without Speed Spears rather easily, especially if you're just using Dungeon Grinding, considering that, again, most of the abilities from Rev are really high damage, so it does have other tools that is just not tied to this one. This is not like a make it or break it type of thing with Speed Spears. So if you ever feel like, oh yeah, I already got the I already got the Dungeon Grinding cover using Bulwark Bash and just using basic or whatever, And also, I don't need anything to just improve my dungeon grinding. Might as well just use something that is not speed spear. Might as well just use Spirit Squad for extra DPS if I want to use this character for bossing. Could be that. So, I mean, you can just play it without the class gem. I personally use the class gem because it just ultimately feels better for me. But if you want to rock without class gem, just go ahead and do so. I personally prefer class gem over no class gem. For a couple of reasons. Number one, like, obviously consistency is ridiculous on Spirit Squire. It's just dumb consistent on how good this ability is. So you can just use that towards your advantage. Number two is like the movement speed with the class gem is just, you have more potential and higher movement speed with the class gem than without. Because the movement speed on charge is a set amount, but it requires you to know how to properly maintain movement speed buff for you to actually just fully utilize that. So there's that. I'll probably just say use without the class gem if you don't if you use mounts, or if you don't do a lot of momentum building. If you don't kill random enemies to maintain your movement speed really high, I'd probably just say then just use without class gem. But for me personally, I always go momentum farming and such with the 9. Really does help me out a lot. Anyways. Now I already pretty much did the testing on this too. Pretty much is usually the same thing. It takes around 20 minutes to half an hour for some testings here and there. But yeah, obviously Final Birthday is obviously speed spears is obviously the top of the top. It's still by far the best ability on the Revenant. That's a given. That was a no-brainer pretty much. You pretty much can become literally the laziest class in Trove. I am not even kidding. I am not even exaggerating when I say this. You can legitimately become the laziest class in the game. Like if you don't like if all you care is, you know, not being the most efficient character out there, but you don't want to just put the most amount of work on a character, Speed Rev is literally the best class in the game for that. And yes, even more so than Shadowhunter. And that's saying a lot. With the Shadowhunter, at least you have to aim in the general direction. With the Revenant, it's just walk directly into enemies. You literally just go like this. Oh, dead. It's a tiff like it's literally that. And that is in both delves and also in topside. Like literally, like once you do have speed spears and enough stats, you literally can do this. By the way, like I've been trying to just have in high quality on my Xbox app, but every time I just stand still, look at what happens. That's just over it, like I'm just standing still. Let me see if I'm navigating towards my menu and such. Like there's some cases where I'm just like standing still right here, and it just keeps lagging like crazy. It happens way too often when I'm just like navigating towards my inventory or whenever I'm just going to through portals. It doesn't happen too much when I'm moving, which is weird. So whenever I'm just moving around like this, it never happens. I like barely get lag spikes. But for some reason, like, I don't know why, whenever I'm just standing still, not doing anything, and also just navigating through my inventory and such, like. Also, since we're pretty much almost, well, we're already done with the testing, I need to write down all of the notes later on. One thing that I definitely have found very, very interesting is in regards to some flux farming method that I've made on my main account. Like, for some reason, radiant shards are around 22 to 25 flux each on Xbox. As soon as I saw that, did you have any idea how happy I just got? But I get it. Not a lot of people buy them. I'll just be honest. It's not like something that you can just sell immediately. Yeah, I'm gonna grind 1 million radiant shard and that's going to sell by next day. No. That's not going to happen. That's going... Like, literally today I sold my last couple of radiant shards and I only grinded for like a little over 2 hours. Like, I grinded a little bit over 2 hours and got like 130, 140,000 radiant shards, give or take. I sold all of them at 20 a pop. So just essentially grinding some radiant shards for around 2 hours. I got like 3 mil. That was dumb. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, then I just put them at 20 a pop when they were 16. I was like, oh yeah, if they don't sell this, whatever, I'll just put it like that. And literally the next day I sold like 80,000. 80, 70,000 radiant shards in just one sitting. Huh? Excuse you? How, what? And that was like, damn, it's 70,000. That's 1.4 mil in just one sitting. Okay, I'll take it. And then and literally today I sold my last 80,000. And yeah. Hi, how's it going? Welcome. But yeah, literally Speed Spears is by far the best out of all three of them. 840 says from PS4. Nice. Damn, this lag. My mastery is 848. But yeah, Speed Spears is just ridiculous. Like I just mentioned, it's by far the laziest class in the game. You can literally just steamroll through every single enemy and just don't have any care of the world. You can literally just keep going like this. And since you do have the passive ability, obviously, you can just go ahead and just steamroll through everything, not to mention Vampire Vanquisher is this thing. Yeah, appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your stay. And it's so ridiculous because you can literally just do everything. You can throw bombs, you can just use flasks. It's not like you're limited to doing anything. You can literally just steamroll through everything. Just run around and kill pretty much everything so quickly. And if you do have high magic find, obviously, literally like there's no input required. Oh yeah, World Blood Depth dead. It's so good. And you literally, all you gotta do is this. That's literally, all I'm doing is just running directly towards the enemy. Using flasks whenever I need to. That's what I mean by the laziest class in the game. And Oh, you die, no biggie. You got a passive ability that will heal you like 50% of your HP. Once again, oh woohoo. It's so easy to maintain Flask because if you do have high magic fine, keep in mind that you're killing literally everything. You're maintaining your Flask all over the place. So it's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, dungeon, I don't care. I'm doing 360 in the middle of the dungeon, literally killing everything. So yeah, that's why it's so difficult. It's so tough to actually beat spears comparable to some of the other ones. But the other ones are not bad either. Like old Revenant does indeed have some pretty interesting hidden effects. They can just be quite nice, I'll be honest. Very, very interesting. Very, very nice. Let me just change my tone real quick. Uh, 360. I legitimately, like you don't have to press anything. All you gotta press is Spirit Storm, no, not Spirit Storm, Spirit Spears. Use Flash if you need to. Ow. And just run into enemies. Again, I made a full video just regarding all of this. If you want more on this, you can just go ahead and check it out. But either way, really, really good ability. Also, now that we're here, and we are pretty much almost just showcasing speed spears and why is it so dumb, I've been just trying to work on a video that I feel some people might be just interested in just looking at. That video is going to be in regards to a movement speed techniques on the Neon Ninja. There are some movement speed techniques that you can just apply to your Neon Ninja that you can actually just make your character run ridiculously fast. Which is something that especially a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people have the assumption that you have to go backwards with the Neon Ninja in order to make it work, which is not true. I mean, going backwards, it really does help out in just moving really, really, really extremely quickly. But you can actually just grind with the Neon Ninja while looking forward and while still running really, really fast. Oh yeah, you cannot use wings. But it generally doesn't even matter. So I need to mention that I am not using any buttons while I'm just running around here in U10. I'm just using Flask whenever I see my HP like around 50%. But either way, like, I've been just wanting to do a video in regards to movement speed technique on the Neon Ninja. Not movement speed technique, like multiple of them, in fact. And that is not necessarily tied to only the Neon Ninja, it's tied to certain characters. And if you properly know how to utilize it, then you can just move really, really quickly. Like, it's really, really, really good. I don't know if you get any information regarding what to do in order to get more Vampire and Vanquisher, let me know, because I need more. And I hate that stupid thing. I get so many Berserk Battlers, I hate it. Like, goddamn, it's so annoying. I want more Vampire and Vanquisher. It's legitimately, yeah, it's always Berserk Battler. It's legitimately that. Berserk Battler, like, you get so many of them. Like, for me personally, I always get so many of them. I've heard of people that get a lot of Vampire and Vanquisher and no Berserk Battlers. I'm like, God damn, please give me luck. I will trade you like 2 fully augmented Berserk Battlers for more Vampire and Vanquisher luck. Like, I hate Berserk Battler so much. I do feel Berserk Battler is kind of overrated, not gonna lie. It's decent, it's good, it does have its good qualities, but oh my god, I do feel it's kind of overrated. Yes, if you're not using Berserk Battler on your build, what the hell are you doing? It's like, after using Berserk Battler for so long, like, Vampire Vanquisher is just much more valuable for the most part. I mean, yes, it's good for a DPS type character, but my god, is it pretty useless for the majority of time. Either way. Yeah. Still barely pressing buttons. 3-star. Got steamrolled. Steamroll one shot at a 3-star boss. Like this one. Steamroll. Burp, dead. Oh, you got 70... What, like... 73 million HP? Now we'll screw you. 73, 79 million HP. Now we'll screw you. I got a Revenant. I don't know, man. Like, the plus 20 movement speed that you do get with Vampire and Vanquisher, plus the lifesteal. Like, people don't realize how good the lifesteal is on Vampire and Vanquisher. Like, Vampire and Vanquisher lifesteal is dumb. And after the 64-bit combat, like, it's going to be even dumber for... What is it, for mid delving? Like, for mid delving, like, with the 64-bit combat that you are actually dishing out more damage. Like, Vampire Vanquisher is going to be so dumb. It is pretty dumb. Like, 5% damage lifesteal. Damage lifesteal 5% is dumb good. It's dumb good. Like, if you ever use a character with Berserk Battler, as soon as you choose Vampire and Vanquisher, in most content, like, you will literally going to notice a huge difference. Plus the plus 20 movement speed. Plus 20 movement speed. And obviously the... Okay. The plus 20 movement speed plus the insane lifesteal is just so good. Not to mention on a 75% proc chance. Be careful not to look like this too. I need them. Like, it has like a what? Like around a 75% proc chance. Not to mention it has... Is someone literally just leeching off? In a... My brother. And yeah, that's why I hate people leeching off. God damn. Like, please don't stand in the corner right next to the goddamn curse call. Enemies are just going to be right next to it. Please, that's so annoying. I hate that so much. Like, I'm trying just to get rid of the enemy as soon as they spawn and you're literally just standing right there. And yeah, I don't like that. Either way. Oh, wait, what the hell? Okay, no, like, seriously. Oh, pfft. Run, dungeon, John. Run, dungeon. Oops. I thought... that was completely dumb of me. I mean, the portal is still down there, but... I could literally just run. Does there... No, it just makes you not have any movement speed penalty while having Spirit Spears active. That's essentially speed spears. It doesn't give you any more movement speed, it just... Well, technically yes, but it mostly makes you run regular speed instead of minus 60%, which is the actual regular one. The regular Spirit Spears. So... Anywho. But yeah, going back into the topic on Neon Ninja, I really want to do a movement speed, a ultimate movement speed guide on properly speed farming. Like, I don't want to do it because I've already done so many movement speed videos. Like, in the past. Just making a new movement speed video is just going to be... I don't know. Making another movement speed video just feels off. What I mean? But I don't mind just making a new movement speed video. I don't mind explaining a movement speed video right here on a live stream. I don't mind doing all of that, but at the same time, it just... I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's so dumb. Not gonna help out if I see. I don't feel like helping now. In the fight start, I'm just going to run around. But yeah, that's the next video that I'm planning to do. The next video that I'm definitely planning to do has to be that one. I had it recorded. I was like, you know what? Might as well just go and restart it. And then I just deleted it. And I'm planning just to go and make a new one. Or planning to make a new one. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll ask in the community tab. Oh yeah, by the way, isn't Luxin here today? Yeah, Luxin is here today. Need to check. Let me just check the inventory on Luxin. Why not? Oh boy, I'm done with season the Bomb Royale coins. And no. And I crash. God damn it, Trove. Always, all the time with this game, just crashing left and right because this game can do it. And it will do it. You know, the funny thing is, we still do have our title screen is still the hub date. Why? Why? Why is our title screen still update? Update was what? An update in 2019? An update before Dells? Alright, Streamer Dream 2. So, yeah, this is the deluxe in inventory. Everything is tradable. Very interesting. Rampage Raptor is an old store item. I do believe this one is fam? The Toasty Coaster, I know you can craft it. Legacy Collectible. Yes. Toasty Coaster, you can craft it, so that's something that I would not recommend to get. So definitely for sure give me a Streamer Dream 2. Melcini. Dude. It's so dumb, the fact that you cannot do anything with those coins anymore. Essentially, you cannot do anything with those coins. Right, great job, that's on that one. That was absolutely poetic and beautiful. And maybe 2 more. So I can actually have 275. And just get rid of this one of my favorites. Yeah, season 1. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it because... yeah, was such a dumb move, I will just say. That was definitely such a dumb move on their behalf. Very, 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 very bad move. T-Rex and the Fae. Oh yeah, today's Friday, so cool. Anyways, shall we continue? I don't know why I'm just grinding out more. I also do have a video plan when the update does drop on console. I don't know when that will be, by the way, because I get that question way too often. Oh, when is the update going to drop on console? Like, I have no clue. I wish I knew. If I knew, I would have been the first one to tell you. I get that question way too often. Okay, that question is something that I do get way too often. Like, when is the update going to drop? Hell if I know. Like, by the way, here's the thing. You don't need to use the Revenant with speed spears to speed farm. You can just run around like this. And you know, like a regular speed farming character. You can just use it just like this. Like, you don't need to use speed spears to make it consistently. That's why, like, I'm like, but yeah, speed spear is not the end all be all, but it's still really, really good. I mean, you can just keep doing this no matter what, deactivate and just move on. All right. I need to really practice that range. Well, not practice, but at least get a feel for the range on Bulwark Bash so I can actually just properly do a drive-by like this one. I'm doing a drive-by, a perfect drive-by on Rev. It's very effective. Yeah, Speed Spear is so good. Definitely. Yeah, anyways. I think that covers most everything. I just wanted to showcase a little bit on Rev, grinding with Speed Spears. Do the testing, which was like around 20 minutes. Pretty self-explanatory on most of the abilities. And it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, stuff like this shouldn't take a whole long time to use. And most of these hidden effects usually are very easy to just... Very easy. Very, very easy to just understand. There's some of them that are just much. What's the word that I'm looking for? There's so much more that are just kind of not complicated, but they have a lot of hidden things. In the case of the most recent one, for the most part, like for example, like everything in regards to Cyclone, Overstuff Urn, obviously Blast Bow, which I already knew. All of the ones from the Gunslinger, all of them were all of that. Definitely. All of those were just super simple, super easy. That is so dumb. Just running into 3-star and literally one-shotting 3-star bosses like no one's business. What the hell is even going on? But either way, I do feel that's most everything. It's a 1 hour long live stream. I might just redo a new one. Maybe for grinding. Maybe I should go into the PC. I don't know. Maybe do some PC progression. I don't know. I feel I see what I could do. But for now, this is just going to be the short stream of me just essentially just using a little bit on the Revenant, testing out all 3 ability modifiers or hidden effects on the Revenant. And yeah, I do feel that's everything. So I am going to call the stream right here. So stay tuned for the hidden effects video on the Revenant. The hidden effects video should come out, I don't know. Depends on if I just start just working on it immediately. Like I can just work on it immediately, but I don't feel like just working on it immediately. Not yet. Not until the poll is over. Which, by the way, you should go ahead and go into the poll in the community tab. The poll is just going to indicate which is going to be the character for the next episode. And if you haven't checked already, make sure to check on the Gunslinger's hidden effects video. I've been doing this for most of the characters in the entire game, and I've been following the same formula all over again on all of the characters. So if you liked one of the hidden effects video, I'm pretty sure you're going to like some of the other ones, because they do feel in the same formula. Literally just made all of them almost exactly the same way. And obviously the Revenant is going to be no exception, so make sure to stay tuned for that one when it does come out. I'm planning to just go over every single character, and that includes even if the update drops, the Shadowy Spotlight update drops on console, I will still have, enough for all of them. I will still work for all of them just to have them already up. So stay tuned for that one. Stay tuned for all of the hidden effects videos. I'm doing that just to I'm doing that just to mainly get the information out there. So yeah. I mean, we have somewhat of a rough DPS chart made in 2000 made in February, so last month. Well, pretty much a comparison from what was it, 2021 and now, February 16th and 2022. So there's on the screenshots tab, I do believe I had a pen. If not, it is going to be some of the last screenshot that I posted. on the Discord. I pretty much showcase which are going to be some of the top potential DPS made by Lunar Station. Pretty much top 5 characters or physical damage character in terms of DPS except Chloro. That's pretty ridiculous. I'm pretty sure like he did that testing with Viola Mini Multiplication, Double Beamer Emblem, Marshall. So I'm pretty sure that's the DPS is basing it upon. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Draco is around in slightly higher than Ice Age or around the same area as Ice Age. And Rev, I don't know. Personally, I don't know where Rev could just fall. I know Rev has potential of having pretty good DPS. It's always been a pretty decent DPS. So, I don't know. I don't think there is a full DPS chart. Even if it is, I don't know about it. And I cannot do the same testing as those guys. Because I'm not going to record 10 seconds of me just checking out every single damage number and just adding all of those up. I am not going to do that. I am not dedicated. Well, I am dedicated, but not dedicated enough for that one. Nope. But yeah, anyways. It is what it is. What's the thing that I was just going to talk about? Oh yeah, some of the plans that I'm working on in the future. Like I just mentioned, I was working on the movement speed guide on for the Neon Ninja. Like properly using dodge, properly using shadow flips, maintaining full movement speed buff, and all that junk. Like doing stuff like this. And to be fair, I am doing this with a somewhat just broken controller. You know, people have been asking me like, oh yeah, why is your movement speed so high? And even though my Neon Ninja's movement speed right now is base 97, which is among the lowest that you're going to see on Neon Ninja. Just that's a little FYI. And yeah, as you can tell, I'm not literally just doing this. Like even though just going 100% just backwards and just keep using Shadow Flip is usually what a lot of people say the best way to go. But if you want to use the Neon Ninja just forward, you can just properly being able to maintain that movement speed. So yeah, I'm planning to just make a video about it. I'm still debating whether or not I should just make it or not. You know, how to even do this. So that people that just stop saying, oh yeah, you need to be backwards for Neon Ninja. It's like, no, you don't. It is pretty interesting, just to say the least. And Neon Ninja can just... Like, let me just take, for example, if I just complete this dungeon, you can literally just go like this. And there you go, you're right next to the other dungeon. Am I doing backflips for any of those? Probably once. And just complete that dungeon. Yeah, you know. But yeah, there's so many people that just go like, oh yes, no, definitely, you need to go backflips. It's like, no, you don't. There's so many things that just hurt you more so than just going forward. Because that's one of the more common complaints that I see a lot of people just talk about. That you have to go backwards. And it's like, you don't have to go backwards. Nor you don't need to go backwards. Like, you don't need, you don't have to. Like, no. It's... Only going backwards is good for just doing, like, moving around from really far distances, and if you're really essentially just in midair. But it's the same thing as I've always said so many times. You don't have to go backwards, because it's the same thing that I see with mounts. Yes, going backwards technically is the fastest way to actually move around, but look at it, look at my speed when I'm doing this. Alright, compare that speed to this. So look at the amount of energy that I managed to save up just during all that distance, and I messed up all of the movement speed, but you can tell. Heck, even just doing one regular flip, into a dodge. God, this controller is so messed up. Well, it allows you to... The simple reason why moving forward is greater than just going backwards is that you can see regular enemies. And if you're just moving forward, it means that you can just throw down shuriken and just keep maintaining movement speed buff. If you need the movement speed buff once again, just keep throwing another shuriken, you have movement speed buff once again. See another enemy, just throw down shuriken. You know, that's essentially the reason why just moving forward is better than just going backwards. Yes, technically you're moving faster while backwards, but that's just compared to normal movement speed, which is... No, where it's at. This game is all about... This game is all about movement speed buffs if you want to properly speed farm. That's how you actually speed farm dungeons. You stack movement speed buff on top of it. Instant shuriken? What do you mean? Oh yeah, that got removed. Definitely. That was too strong. That was ridiculous. But they just essentially just made it as part of the Neon Ninja. But instead of just granting 3 charges, you got 1. Now you get 1 charge every time you do a shadow flip. So you can just throw down. So it's technically here, but obviously you don't need to do it once and you throw shuriken, a max down. You have to do it 3 times and then you throw down a max down shuriken. But yeah, that ring effect, that was just dumb. That was legitimately dumb. You literally could just go like this and just keep... It was literally just keep throwing down shurikens like no one's business. Just keep doing that, but with max out shuriken, that was dumb. That was really... It was really, really overpowered. But yeah, because you could literally just... Oh yeah, we're a boss. You just one backflip through shuriken and you're pretty much done. But yeah, yeah, that didn't get that didn't get added into the game. And just imagine right now Neon Ninja with that 3 flip, I do believe it was called. That ability was just ridiculous. And it's like, oh yeah, the Neon Ninja's first ability is completely useless. Garbage. Doo-doo. You know, you don't want... Look like a butterfly. That was just completely bad. And then they were like, oh yes, you think that their ability was bad? Well, get a load of this one. Boom, immediately 3 flip and just with a broken overpower ability. Like, okay. Thank you. Hey, only 32 coins. Yeah, it was... There's some things... There were so many things that were just ridiculous. I need to check which were the one that were added, because most of the hidden effects that were... Well, most of the ability modifiers that were added in the test server actually are actual hidden effects. So yeah. So those hidden effects are... Some of them were just either really bad or really good. Like for example, obviously the 3 flip from Neon Ninja was just disgusting. But there was something like the crystal teleport from Bard. Holy Jesus, that was horrible. Thank God that didn't get added into the game. That was horrible. Crystal teleport on the Bard was probably the worst ability that I've ever seen. Like ever. Pretty much just got rid of what made the singing crystal good. and just put it into a teleport. An instant teleport, which is nice, but the throwing range is super short, that even with like 40-50 base movement speed, you could literally outrun just throwing crystal teleports. That was just so bad. That one though, it's just horrible, horrible, horrible. The funny thing is, like, he replaced all of the damage and the AoE just for a teleport. So that was a wash. The other one that I thought it was pretty funny, it was in regards to, obviously, like I just mentioned, if you haven't seen the hidden effects video or the last live stream that I did on the hidden effects for the Gunslinger, the Gunslinger actually's Berserk Slinger got the damage and attack speed reduced in the Polish Paragon update because it was deemed too strong. At first I thought it was just broken because you could literally just get insane amount of damage and attack speed without any drawbacks. And even still, even if he actually did get like a 50% total magic damage increase plus the attack speed increase, I would probably still say that that would be great for the Gunslinger, but at the same time that wouldn't be just made the Gunslinger broken, because it will still be lower DPS than Chloro at that point. But no, they refer to as the, you know, the, what's it called, the old Berserk Slinger, the one that actually just gave you the damage. It used to give you like 50% bonus magic damage. It used to give you more attack speed, actually a plus in attack speed whenever you use your class gem. So technically you were attacking at max attack speed with 50% bonus damage, but you were still in Berserk, so you can still not use Flask. And that was deemed too strong, and that got nerfed to what it is right now. When I found that, I was like, damn, that's so stupid. What do you mean is speed spear fix on Revenant? Is there any problem with the ability? Because it just works fine for me. It works the same way as it's always worked. Anyways, I may just go back to Rev. Just wanted to showcase a little bit on Neon Ninja. When you use speed spears, it got stuck using the spear and I couldn't stop using. That's weird. I mean, it just works. For me, it just works normally. You can just activate it, deactivate it. Maybe sometimes if you over spam the ability, like going really crazy, sometimes it will just glitch out, but I don't think that happens too often. There's some cases where it just gets stuck like this, but I'm pretty sure most reason why that happens is because of the server. Sometimes it will just lag you out and get you, make you stuck. But that happens to a lot of abilities. That's just a problem with Trove, not so much a problem with the actual abilities. Yeah, if the server is just, yeah, like the Dino Tamer ult, yes. Iron Tamer ult, sometimes you get stuck activating the ability, and that's just because of lag. Doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's pretty annoying. You had to either switch worlds, switch characters, respawn, whatever. I remember like back then when when Revenant got reworked, the Spirit Spear was actually bugged in a way that it will just always have this ability active all the time. I don't remember how to pull it off. I need to just again check on that one before, but yeah, that happened. Yeah, how's it going? You have a C4 ring? Nice. Excellent. C4 ring box is always good. Yeah, anyways. Remember when I was going to say that I was going to end the stream like 20 minutes ago? Yeah, that happens. I mean, I don't mind just talking a little bit in chat, but it's just that I'm done with the testing completely. Like, I don't mind just having a chat around here, answering a question or whatever. I don't mind doing that, but in regards to just the testing, that's already done and over. No one buys it. Damn, well, it does happen. Ring boxes it can be quite expensive. Not everyone has the amount of luck to spend it on, and not to mention, most people are just buying, especially nowadays, are buying credit pouches because of the amount of the store packs that we do keep getting, which is really funny. I feel that some people just miss the point on that video. The video that I talk about, like the amount of store packs. I'm not saying, oh yeah, no. I'm just this always happens. Like whenever I'm just talking about a certain thing that I'm just trying to help out most of the players, it's like, no, well, no. They try to just brush it off like it's nothing, and like, dude, I'm just saying, I'm trying to help out the game, just giving away ideas, just to help out the game in general. No. Like at the current credit pouches prices, like I can just afford. Like then again, like look at this. I already got 4,000 credits, and I got for Patreon and for the next event store pack whenever that drops. So I already am prepared for the next event already, but even still, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people really, some people just missed out on the point of that one. It's not for me, it's for the general player base that I'm trying to just talk in regards to that. You get what I mean? Actually, let me just go back into my club. Let's just chat around for a little bit. It's not. It's what it is. Oh, Rico C4 ring. How much? How much would that be? I don't know. I don't know the prices on PC right now on rings. So. For me, yes, I did give up on my. Well, The thing is, on the old alt account that I have on Xbox, which is like 20,000 power and Revenant and such, I don't feel like using it a whole lot. Sometimes I just log into that account to see if, like, for example, if I want to check, let's just see if there's like an event item that is just tradable, that is just really difficult or really annoying to get. I might just use my secondary account to actually just try to get that one. But aside from that, I just don't grind with that account anymore. Like, I could play on my PC account. Brings me a little bit more benefit with my PC account, I guess. $8 to 12 mil on rings. Damn. How much are they right here? How much? How's it called? Golden. Big. Yeah, pretty much around the same price. 8 to 12 mil. 8 to 15 mil. Damn. Damn. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that is true. Like, the Draco generally doesn't... It's not the most popular character out there. Like, some of the best E4 rings to get is just going to be for the popular characters. Especially right now, if we were talking PC, that's going to be Shadowhunter. That's a given. E4 Shadowhunter is just going to sell pretty much instantaneously, since everyone's using it. Ice Age is still going to be a thing. Maybe Boomeranger with Blastbow is going to be a thing. So, for Blastbow, I mean. Lunar Lancer, definitely, because of Need for Speed. Spin to Win on Candy Barbarian, so Candy Barbarian might be a decent one. Just some of the abilities that are just strong would be the best one. So, yes, I know that the Draco got buffed in Shadow Spotlight. Didn't get too much buffs, but yeah, it's Draco wasn't a popular character in the first place. And considering how ridiculous some of the buffs were in Shadow Spotlight. Damn. Especially on stuff like Boomeranger, for crying out loud. Boomeranger got ridiculous buffs. Boomeranger, Shadowhunter got ridiculous buffs. Lunar Lancer now doesn't have all of the annoying things that it used to have, which was the insane knockbacks that it had on everything. What else? What? Like, Colormancer, despite getting nerfed, is still dishing out ridiculously high DPS. Obviously, the 9 DPS is very, very surprising. Spin to Win on Candy Barbarian, considering that the Candy Barbarian got ridiculous buffs as well. Oh yeah, Dino Tamer actually did get some nice buffs. Is a lot of people like... Do people still use a lot of the Dino Tamer on PC? I don't remember if... Because I know everyone uses Shadowhunter. That's what I... Big surprise, Shadowhunter is extremely popular after the Shadowy Spotlight, even though it is quote unquote weak. I'm not going to say anything more besides that. But I'm pretty sure, like, I'm very curious and interested to see if anyone actually is anyone using a lot on Dino Tamer, because Dino Tamer got pretty substantial buffs, especially on basic attack ult. You know, double damage AoE, that's really, really good. Double damage AoE. I don't know if that would be more than enough. So, oh yeah, that's also another thing. Now that you mentioned that 144, also 64-bit combat is going to be a thing. Really? Really? Oh my god. Oh jeez. Do you really just do that? Oh my god. Just thinking about why. Why? Alright. I didn't watch it, but that's... If you watched it, I'm pretty sure he didn't use spin to win. That's for sure. That's first things first. Because he doesn't use a lot of the hidden effects abilities. He doesn't care about them probably. But obviously, since he didn't use spin to win, for sure, definitely, that's a given. At the... Oh my god. I really have no words. If you're testing out speed farming on characters, you don't want to use mounts. Because mounts are the same movement speed no matter which character you're using. That's just why. The only problem is, it's like, even if you do tell him that mounts are just pretty much useless, he's just going to be like, oh yes, you're just talking like a tryhard, yada yada yada. Like, it wouldn't be so bad just to, you know, teach a little bit on speed farming, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, like, would have been nice if you could actually just teach him, or anyone that could just teach him or let him know how to speed farm. But probably doesn't care. I mean, you play the game however the hell you want. But if you're going to do comparison on speed farming, you need to know how to speed farm in the first place. You see what I mean? Like, I still can't believe it. Like, god damn. I'm pretty sure, like again, he didn't use spin to win. He used mounts. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know why. But something tells me this is what he did. See a boss with that defined vial, get right next to the boss, and use basic. I don't know why, but something tells me that's what happened. Just... and then just go back to mount. like this. Let me just go nice up. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Just no flask, no nothing. Right next to the boss. Right? Use basic attack, no flask, and then just move out of the dungeon using something like Ganda or whatever. Use mouse to... Yeah, obviously no flash because he uses the Divine Vial. Just get next to the enemy, kill it, use Ganda. So effective. Look at me, I'm very effective running around with the Ganda. Let me just go into offside so you can actually just see, even though pre-patch versus post-patch or whatever, but kind of triggering, not gonna lie. You know, as you know, I personally like to just speed farm through dungeons. And I personally like doing comparison to a lot of characters. Just going on a character like this. Like, what do you prefer? Going around on a character just like this using Ganda? Or with a character with something like Spin to Win and just moving around like this? Which of the two is just better? That's the problem that I have with mount movement speed or whatever. Like, mount movement speed literally kills all of your movement speed altogether. Let me just have Conjures. I hate the DP for grinding. Like, look at this. Alright. This is the movement speed that I'm running with Ganda. Ganda, I do have 125 movement speed. This is obviously tier 7 night sub. Just by doing a flash and Spin to Win, my movement speed is 185. You know, 185 with just Trail and Spin to Win. If I do kill an enemy, that's probably with Bam Vanquisher, like I'm 260 movement speed. I'm already running over twice as fast with just Bam Vanquisher, Ally buffs, Trail, and Spin to Win. And if Paradise activates, this is the type of movement speed that you can just expect. It's ridiculous. That's why, like, properly utilizing your movement speed buff is so important. Especially if you're doing a lot of comparison. You know, it's going to go like this. You'll be so fast and just getting into the next dungeon and voila. Back when Trove was more of a popular, was more pro. When let's try on the end games of. Yeah, I noticed that a lot. He calls some of the endgame players like the tryhard, the toxic tryhards. That's what I've heard. And it hurts for me. It kind of hurts because I am technically in the quote unquote toxic tryhard. Even though I'm not like going like, oh yes, you should just play like this, play like that. I'm just giving you suggestion on how do I play or how do I just showcase my stuff. And people do ask me how do how do I have this build? What build am I rocking? How am I running so fast? Yada yada yada. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, he's not max mastery anymore because, well, close to max mastery because he doesn't grind mementos or some of the more annoying things. But yeah, he's technically max mastery. The only a thing that I noticed is like he gave up on most of the grind. Like for example, he gave up on just grinding crystal level 4. He gave up on upgrading set crystal level 4. He gave up on permatorch grinding. Yeah, I get it. He's busy. He has other stuff to do. But yeah. It would just be nice if... Like, I really don't like talking about this because obviously it feels like, oh yes, I'm just pointing finger, just making drama for no reason. I hate it. I hate drama. But there's something that just need to be addressed because obviously I grind pretty much all of the things. I like talking about the numbers. I like talking about some of the more optimal things on certain character because I'm the type of person that really likes information, or I like to just go into the very nitty gritty on certain things. Like for example, like there's so many little hidden things that just makes this so entertaining and so enjoyable for me. Like for example, like overcharge ability on the knight. Did anyone just bat an eye on the overcharge ability before I made the overcharge video? Like a lot of people actually just now realize how good the overcharge ability is because of the video that I made. I'm not saying, oh yes, I am the lone purpose of why the knight is good, but I'm just putting that into attention just for using the character, those little things that I like it. I like to talk about. But whenever I just hear like stuff that are just poorly explained by him or something like that, I'm just like, that's not the way that it is, and it just makes me look like the toxic tryhard if you look at it that way. And I don't like that. I don't like to be looked at in that regard. Nor, to be honest, I don't care too much about it, but I just don't like it as well. I don't like it. I just have this toxic tryhard label on my head. It's just like I'm not trying to just like I like giving away player freedom in most cases, but I like to just fully optimize in certain things because that's how I always run in most games. For the most part, I like to be pretty efficient in most of the things that I do. But I like to be efficient on things that I do while I am enjoying it. That's why I personally use the knight. I use the knight just to be... I use the knight because I like it. But I build the knight to be efficient. That's essentially where I'm at, and obviously just because of that certain thing. Or just me just talking about, oh yes, I like being efficient. I like to go over some of the nitty gritty. Just puts the try hard label on my head, and just I don't like that. And yes, there are some toxic people. I'm not going to say that this game doesn't have its fair share of toxic people. I'm well aware about some of the actual toxic individuals. It's literally in any community. That's just how it is. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just certain things that I just don't like. Like, for example, there's some things that he does know a lot. You know, he's been playing the game for like, what, 7 years, 7 years at this point? So he's been playing the game for 7 years, close to 7 years at this point, and so he has a lot of knowledge. He has been playing the game since essentially closed PC beta. But there are certain things that obviously you can tell that he doesn't test out or doesn't check out, and he doesn't want to even bother checking it out. It's like if you try to explain certain things to him, it's just going to be like, oh yeah, you know, a TLDR type of thing. Yeah, too long, didn't read, I don't care too much about it. And it's pretty sad because sometimes it would have been nice just to have, you know, teaching certain things about the game. Maybe he will just find certain things that will just make him enjoy the game a whole lot more. Because I'm pretty sure, and let me just tell you, I'm pretty sure if he utilizes a full speed farming build on the Shadowhunter and just properly utilizing the movement speed on the Shadowhunter, I'm pretty sure he's just going to grind like hell. Like he's going to grind a whole lot because he likes to. You can tell he likes to be efficient in the game, but he doesn't try to look for things that just makes it efficient. Like, for example, you can just make the Shadowhunter run around like this one. This is my Shadowhunter pre-patch, and you can just run around rather quickly. Imagine with a 40% movement speed increase, double damage, and all that stuff. So okay. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's just how it is. I get the question asked a lot. That question way too often. What class should I use? Which class is best? Yada yada yada. I'm like, use whatever you want. You're literally asking someone who mains that knight. Have fun. Use whatever class that you want. Obviously, I will tell you what are going to be some of the things that you might want to look into if you want efficiency. But I'm not going to tell you what to do, what class to do, what to use. How to use that class. I mean, I will tell you how do I use the class. If you want to mimic and replicate, then just go ahead and use it. But you play the game however you want. That's why, like, I'm not like going into anyone's stream and just saying why are you using this, why are you using that. If I see something being just completely bad, I'm like, meh, I guess. And it's just pretty annoying. Ilu. I just joining in on me. So yeah, it's just pretty annoying. Yeah, you see what I mean? This man's just been joining in on me just very recently. If you're just watching the stream, please just avoid that. especially like when I'm just grinding like yeah, no meaning I'm just this is me on my just talking randomly and just moving around. But I can see that you have yourself Gundam, which is very nice. Very interesting. But either way, going back into the topic, I just I don't know. I feel that he's teaching he's teaching the incorrect things to all of the players, and those same players try to just correct me on how to just play certain characters. Like I've seen that so many times, especially during the time of Shadowhunter getting nerfed. There's so many people just say, "Oh, but that damage is too low," and I'm just trying to explain, "Hey, the damage is not too low, it's fine." And they just trying to correct me like like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know, that type of thing actually annoys the living hell out of me. You know, I've been doing damage testing for 3.5 years and just putting it into question, essentially. I hate that so much, I really do. Like, that's like, what was the comment that I just heard? Oh yeah, one comment that I just heard is, it wasn't in my own personal video or whatever. It was on a comment on someone else, and it just perfectly summarized how I felt when people were just doubting essentially stuff that just I was just talking about in regards to multipliers and such. And the comment was, imagine being someone who has been doing, what is it, like imagine being someone who has been doing a job for multiple years just to have someone to ask you if you're new. That really hurts. I'm just going to say that much. Especially if you do know about that person. Obviously, no, it's not expected to that everyone is just expecting that. But if you have been watching me at least for a while, heck, even for like 2 live streams, I can assure you, yes. Did it happen to me? Yes, multiple times already. Way too often, actually. Not asking me if I'm new, but pretty much essentially asking certain things in regards to what is it? You know, multipliers. Way too often. Way too often. It's pretty annoying. and actually, the tragic part is like they try to explain their point, like thinking that they actually know what the hell they're talking about, and in reality, it's just no. Like no, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm actually losing my voice, by the way. So, can you do those first? Yeah, go ahead, do every single dungeon that you want. I'm literally not doing dungeons. Just literally running around and chatting. You can do whatever the hell you want here. Play every single dungeon. I'll just run around, open the map so you can actually see more 5-star. Why not? But yes, I've had that so many times. People trying to I doubt every time I just try to talk about certain things. I just doubt. what I say, I'm not even sure, whatever. But they just, even though I try to explain them, and they swear to, oh yes, no, you are incorrect. I'm like, bro, okay, I see. There's been so many times where, like, I remember one time, like, this was in regards to the Shadowhunter, actually. The Shadowhunter, when it was getting nerfed, at first, I was just saying, you know what? You know, the current damage, that was when the damage was 2.5 on basics. I was just saying, yeah, you know, some people, a lot of people have been saying 3 times damage, you know, 300%. 300%, whatever. 300% is the perfect. Why lower to 250? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, even 250 I think is too high. They should just lower to 2 times or 200, which is what it is right now. And it still would be ridiculously good. Even at 2 times, it would still be ridiculously good. Oh boy. 2 times, 200%, that's too little. Oh my goodness. Like, 200%, 2 times, 200% is too little. Should be 3 times. I'm like, no. It should be 2 times. And 2 times is good. Still pretty high. But oh, the no question Shadowhunter is a holy Jesus, that was so dumb. I apologize to anyone who's just watching this live stream. I mean, should have been pretty obvious. I mentioned it multiple times that I already completed the testing. I'm just chatting right now. That no Shadowhunter, that was such a dumb, ridiculously dumb argument. I was so disappointed. I will be 100% honest with you. I was so disappointed with everyone in regards to that particular argument. And I'm pretty sure I still, to this day, there's still people that are just like thinking that that is even true. Heck, I even had people ask me that question after the after it came out. And before it even came out, holy Jesus, not even in global chat, in the PTS, in the chat, I was just like, in Discords, that was such a dumb, disgustingly dumb argument. Probably the worst argument that I've heard in like a while, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. I'm going to be 100% blunt on that one. That was stupid. That is probably the dumbest argument that I've heard in a while. And I'll be 100% brutally honest with you. No, that was completely dumb. And we are not going to just use that argument as an excuse to increase the damage on Calastium. No. You know, Shadowhunter, it's always been like this. You do more damage without the Calastium than with the Calastium. That's always been the case. That's always been the case. That's why, like, at one point, I was just going to try to go no Calastium Shadowhunter for a video. Because obviously 2.5 times damage multiplier was more than enough to kill regular enemies one shot without Marshall. I was just like, you know what, I might try just to do a no Calastium Shadowhunter run for a video. Because It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but obviously having Clash Gem is better. And then all of a sudden, oh no! Like, oh no, the Shadow Hunter. Without the Clash Gem, it's doing more damage than without. Yes, it's always been like this. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, it does more damage right now. Sure. Same with Clash Gem. That's... Like, I actually did saw that video from Scythe when he did mention, you know, I am missing this type of stat and I'm doing more damage. Like, I'm doing close to the same damage as with the Clash Gem per arrow. Dude, that just... That was just like... No. Yes, you're doing more damage because it's always been like this. You do more damage multiplication per hit on non-Clash Gem basic. That's always been the case back then and it's going to be the case right now. If it does the same damage with and without the Clash Gem, either the no Clash Gem basic is way too weak or the Clash Gem basic is too strong. There's no in between. So imagine right now, pre-patch on the Shadow Hunter. Imagine you doing 1 times damage multiplier per basic attack instead of 2.5 what you're doing pre-patch. Everyone would not be complaining about the Shadow Hunter being so weak. Everyone would be saying like, what the hell is even going on with this basic attack? Why am I dealing like no damage? The only problem that it's always been is that the Shadow Hunter shoots so slow. And heck, if we actually want to talk about it in that regard, let's just look at it this way. The Shadow Hunter is shooting 3 times per second, even with the Clash Gem. But each shot is a burst of 4 shots. So that's the reason that if you do click the button, there's going to be 4 arrows. As you can tell. There's 4 arrows each click. That's because the Shadow Hunter still has the same animation speed, still shoots 3 shots per second. That's why if you actually do see that my attack speed is well over 300%. That's because the base animation on the Shadow Hunter is 1 arrow per second. At 300% is 3 arrows per second. That's with or without the Clash Gem. So you're shooting just as fast in terms of animation, but you're shooting in bursts of 4. 4 times 3 shots is 12 shots. Well, 3 times 4 shots, I mean. 3 times 4 shots per second is 12 shots per second. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. So if we're talking about a per shot basis, in one burst, the Shadow Hunter is shooting 4 times, and pre-patch is 4 times damage multiplier, which is still higher than post-patch Shadow Hunter without the Clash Gem, which is 3.75. So one burst pre-patch right now, or 1 click, is more damage than post-patch no Clash Gem Shadow Hunter. So I don't know what the hell is it. People even saying that, oh yes, you're doing more damage. Yes, of course you're doing more damage, but it's still pretty weak. That's not needing attack speed, mind you, versus with the Clash Gem, without the Clash Gem, you do need attack speed. Same goes if we were talking. Now post-patch is 2 times damage per shot, that is 8 times damage per click. Oh yes, 8 times damage per 1 click. Does it sound very familiar? Oh yes. This ability right here is 8 times damage in 1 click. Is that considered weak? Is this ability considered weak? No. Now it does 8.5, but even still, like, I really don't want to hear. Like, I have so many counter arguments in literally everything in regards to the Shadowhunter, just preparing for anyone just to say any dumb thing. In regards to the Shadowhunter, I'm like, damn. I'm dropping my 3 years of experience, knowledge on characters just on your head. Literally just right there, smack down in the middle. Hey, how's it going, Jade? Welcome. Welcome to the ramble stream. Of me just rambling and ranting. I mean, it was supposed to be a testing on the Revenant, but I already did the testing. It was literally the first like 25 minutes of the stream. Literally the whole testing. Oh yeah. Trove rebalancing. Oh my god. Jesus. And yeah. I mean, no one said it here in this chat. But I'm just remembering from what happened. How's it going, Fernando? But yeah, I'm just remembering. Like I had so many counter arguments because of for every single thing regarding the Shadowhunter. Like for those who thought that the Shadowhunter was, you know, weak, and for those who thought that the Shadowhunter needed some buffs, I'm like, bro, like I do talk to end game players. I'm literally just saying, actual end game players, not you know, not 30 to 32 the KPR. No, I'm literally talking people that are even higher than me in mastery. You know, the top of the top in terms of mastery rank. And literally everyone unanimously agreed. My god, I cannot say that word. That word is way too difficult for me. For my foreigner, non-native tongue. Everyone would agree that the Shadowhunter is fine the way that it was. It was not the best. But obviously, but yeah, you know, it's just going to become even better. Like literally everyone, like I'm talking max out player, people that were into the speedruns back then, people that are just currently maxed out in terms of mastery, people that actually even test out the character. Oh, then they would just say, you know, the Shadowhunter's fine. I'm like, okay, bro. Pusieron, oh my god, pusieron Celestial Skull. Wait. It's an old pack, right? I forgot. Damn. Celestial Skull, GG's. Another store pack. A night-related question. After the buff, is it worth like playing? I mean, I would probably say it's just almost exactly the same thing. Like the way that you use the knight right now, it's the same way that you use after the update. But if you are in the lower power and that you can tell that you cannot one shot, then just go full basic, full auto, full basic, go full 100%. Once you're more than capable of just killing regular enemies like this one, then just use the class gem on regular enemies to increase your movement speed. So just once you have enough damage that you can just casually one-shot regular enemies that you can just maintain movement speed buff, then obviously use the class gem for those, and for everything else just basic. I'll probably just say that. But if you are in the higher stats, then obviously just play the way that you used to play. Nothing has changed. Only thing is that now you're going to like one-shot everything with one basic. So that's just going to be the end game night. The end game end game night is just going to be so hilarious. Literally in U10 you will literally just go flash one basic and that's it. Even 3 stars is just going to be so dumb. That's like that's literally going to be the night. The night endgame is just going to be so dumb. It's literally going to be the one smack wonder. Use it with something like a baseball bat, and you're literally batting everything, killing everything. Just one bat. Yeah, I would probably say yes. Candy Barbarian is going to be the ultimate beginner class. Like, it's a starter class. So that's one thing. Being a starter class is definitely a good thing for the Candy Barbarian, because obviously that means that you can just start off with that class. It has bonus physical damage by default, and if we're talking about post-patch, it has a strong basic. It has a self-healing in Vanilla's Whirlwind. Vanilla's Whirlwind is also pretty good in instant cast. You have self-buff in Red Gumdrop, giving you damage, movement speed, and also attack speed. It has a ridiculous ultimate ability that just literally destroys everything. You one-shot. And it's just good all around. Candy Barbarian is so solid. Like, it's always been, like, Candy Barbarian has always been a really, really solid class. But now after Shadowy Spotlight, it's just so good because basic attack is much stronger. Vanilla's Whirlwind doesn't knock back as hard as it used to, so it's going to be really good for those. What else? The attack speed, like get Red Gumdrop is such a good passive. Ultimate ability is also ridiculously powerful. It's so good. Like, Candy Barbarian is so solid. And look at you, you're sounding like one of those, like the comment section that say Neo Ninja is faster than every class in the game, even though you're just saying, oh yeah, no, this class is good, not the best, good. Oh yeah, sure. So, by the way, I got that comment in a while back. Just saying, oh yeah, Lunar Lancer has potentially at the top movement speed in the game, which is true. Neo Ninja is still faster. Why? And like, it's like, that's all of that beside the point. Yes, I know that the Knight is a starter class. I am well aware. Also, I'm well aware that the Knight technically is just a stronger class all around. I'm just saying, Candy Barbarian is super solid. It's a ridiculously good class. That's the point. Just saying. That's the point. Wait a minute. Can you? Damn. Hold on. Wait. I mean, but yes. Guiding Brain is such a solid class that people don't look at it too much. Did I just literally? Did you literally just saw that me just doing a sugar crash and just looking forward? What the hell? Oh, this game is so broken. Tomb Raider Shadow Hunter, hardcore fan, but since it's our new account, yeah, Knight is dumb good. Like that was just so surprised when he got those amounts of ridiculous buff, like on Shadow Spotlight. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. Well, that's ridiculous. Not gonna lie. Not complaining about the night buffs. Like, I was fine the way that it was. I mean, if you're going to give the ridiculous basic attack even more ridiculousness, yes, please. Give good damage, please. Technically, the third fastest basic attack in the entire game, probably being around like what, third strongest now in terms of damage. Like, why? Like, it's now like third or fourth. Let me see. Yeah, it does. Now the Knight basic attack does more damage than Vanguardians. It does more damage than Rev. It does more damage than Ice Age, which all three of them were higher, by the way. It does more damage than Lunar Lancer. What else? Like, it does more damage than all those 4 classes, by the way. Which is pretty dumb. Like, it used to be lower than Ice Age, which was 2.75. Like, right now, pre-Shadow Spotlight. Pre-Shadow Spotlight, Ice Age is 2.75, Revenant is 3.9. Vanguardian, at least the first 2 hits on Vanguardian melee is 3 times damage. Luna Lance is 2.8, if I do recall correctly. All of those same damage multipliers, like Ice Age got lowered to 2.25. Vanguardian got increased from 3 times damage to 3.8. On the first 2 hits. Gotta double check on that one. 3.4, 3.8, I don't remember. But it's below 4. Revenant is 4.2. Lunar Lancer still remains 2.8. Or 3. Don't remember again. And Knight now is 4.55. Like, what? Like, the damage increase is just astronomical. Like, how the hell do you go from 2.5 to 4.55? You almost, like, that's like, why? Like, I can just check. Let me just do one quick checkup. Let me go into my notes. Like, I have the notes right here. You can just see, here's my notes. What's the Vanguardian? Vanguardian is 3.85 and 4.5 on uppercut, which is lower in both cases, which was higher than the Knight. The Dino Tamer still does more damage, but it's just such a little amount in difference now compared to before. Before it was 3.5 versus 2.5. Now is 4.75 versus 4.55. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Like, look at this number. That number just doesn't look okay. That doesn't look okay. Imagine just getting the dodge passive from Shadowhunter. That would be crazy. That would have been crazy. I do feel Force Flash should have been lower cooldown or increased timer. Probably increase the timer to 10 seconds instead of 6. That would have been good for Vanguardians. So the Force Flash would be a plus 30 base movement speed on 50% uptime if you don't have any cooldown. That doesn't sound so bad. And yeah, I don't know. Like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I wouldn't even mind having full 100% uptime on Vanguardian's Force Flash at 20-second duration, 20-second cooldown. That would have been nice. But if that would be the case, then they should literally just have another class gem completely, because that's the point of the class gem. The point of the class gem is to lower the cooldown. So I don't know. Would have been nice if the class gem was, instead of just lowering the cooldown, it would have been if you activate Force Flash, you get the damage and attack speed increase from Fired Up, which is the range buff, and vice versa. If you activate Fired Up, then you get Force Flash. That would have been really nice. That would have been really nice as a class gem, so you can actually just maintain full 100% uptime on both buffs. So you can do extra damage and have more damage and more attack speed. That would have been nice. Put that with 100% uptime, 20-second duration on both. That would make the Vanguardian pretty interesting in my eyes. More interesting than it already is, but I would have made it a little bit more interesting. But man, yeah, well. I mean, then again, it was just the first class rebalancing that we got, like, ever. Hopefully more of them come down in the future. Hopefully this one, it was just to test out the waters. And maybe it would be nice if they just use the test server to just buff up some of the other characters. Like, for example, Gunslinger. I don't know why the hell Gunslinger got nerfed. Gunslinger, I did mention this in the last live stream. Gunslinger is the worst overall class in the game post Shadowy Spotlight. I can just strictly say that. It is. Gunslinger is the worst overall class in the game post Shadowy Spotlight. Because it has lower DPS than the Ice Age, and that is literally its strongest suit. It's bad at dungeon grinding, it still relies on ult. It doesn't have really strong abilities, it's very clunky to play, it's not good in any portions of the game, aside from just pure burst DPS. It's just... why? Yeah, when Hydra was added and Dread, and in the Eclipse update, that was such a long time ago. But yeah, with Hydra was just like, well, do you like close range character? Well, screw you. We have these enemies that it will attack you as soon as you get by. And it will essentially just kill you in 2 hits. Wait. That is definitely a for sure thing. Let me just having something real quick. I have this as pinned. Just have that as pinned, so for those people who are just tuning in, just have that. And but yeah, that's the thing. It's just I don't know. Hopefully they really don't shy away of more class rebalancing. This update, Shadowy Spotlight, is a great step in the right direction. Like, let me just tell you, I already knew that that this update was going to be a success. I told you, like I told everyone, for the longest time, if you do an update strictly focusing on class and just class rebalancing, class, or doing whatever it takes for the class in general, people are going to get hype. Look what happened with Shadowy Spotlight. People don't stop talking about, oh yeah, when is the Shadowy Spotlight coming out for console? When is it coming out? When is it coming out? Yada yada yada. And the amount of people just discussing and just talking about this update was just an all-time high. So, it really, like, this class rebalancing and quality of life updates are the 2 things that Trove really needs. Like, Trove really needs those 2 things and something to just improve upon a little bit to progress or help out with the progression. I'm not going to say anything, but no, it didn't come out on console. Yeah, a good quality of life update would be great, just to focus on, well, not to remove Geo, that would be that would be ridiculous. Improve Geo, that would be better. Instead of just removing it, yes, a lot of people would like it to be removed. In my eyes, it's just completely dumb. But improve upon. Make Geo faster. We already have the delve caves. Make us use depth charges. Depth charges. Now make it just strictly used within delves. And improve upon those type of things, right? Because a lot of people do like mining. Let's just not take that away from everyone. There are some people who really do like the mining, and people that just like to grind resources rather than just grinding dungeons or whatever. Making it more enjoyable for those people would be great, but at the same time not making it too boring like it is right now. The problem with the geode caves is that it is too boring. It's too boring. It's too slow. It just doesn't fit right. Like when you're just running around with base movement speed versus this one, when you are just running around at this speed and destroying materials with bombs really quickly, it just doesn't feel right. It feels off. Like the pace just literally just died down. That's like buying a racing game And then there's going to be a certain portion of the racing game where you're just walking around and just running and sprinting. Like a racing game for cars, like Forza or something like that. And then one portion of the game you're just running around, just sprinting like GTA or something like that. You know, that's how it feels. That's why like Geo, I generally don't like too much about the Geo case. Like, I'm indifferent, like I get the idea. The idea on Geo is pretty nice. You'll go right there to get resources and just to use those resources to buy Geo style materials, even though those getting pretty much essentially just adding new resources for a new thing is pretty bad. I will just say that. But at least it's something for those who just want to mine now and want to increase their Geo mastery. I mean, it's something. Like, I don't have too much problem with it. The problem with me is just that it's too slow. It's just really slow. So improving upon that would be great. That would be the number one thing. Number two is just going to be definitely some of the things regarding Bomber Royale. They really just killed Bomber Royale. And for me, Bomber Royale, I don't have too much trouble with Bomber Royale. The only problem that I personally have is the fact that it drops trophies. And for me personally, trophies is what pretty much just makes me don't want to go into the Bomber Royale, because people are just going to be, oh yeah, I want your trophy, and they will strictly target me. It's like stream sniping. It's the same type of BS. And I hate that. Like, I hate the fact that I had to just go into having to go into a PvP game, a Bomber Royale, just to have like 3 or 4 people always targeting me and just attacking me. That's something that I don't like. So Bomber Royale just, you know, the fact that they just made all this stuff untradeable. Like, I don't care too much about the EXP, considering how easy it is to get EXP nowadays. But at least in the fact that all of this stuff are just untradeable now, for some reason. Why? I don't know. Like, the coins are just also, what is it? The coins are limited to 300, so you're gonna pretty much get over 300. So combine those two things, it's just, why? If you don't want people to bot, like, there's already people, like a lot of people fishing botting and Bomber Royale, like botting. It's so easy to actually just fix the issues with Bomber Royale. In regards to EXP, just put it like this. If you do a set amount of damage, that's when you start getting EXP and potentially the coins and the rewards. For example, if you do 15,000 damage, which is literally 2 bombs. If you do 15,000 damage, that's when you either A, get the EXP or get the potentially getting the coin that I got a Conda. So, you know, they could easily just do that, and there you go. Issue in regards to the bot already fixed. Or not fixed, but at least just toned down a whole lot, because the bot would have been like easy free EXP and easy free points for the other players, but they were already that at that moment. So there's that with Bomber Royale. Dells, some of the things in Dells are great. I do feel Dells are pretty alright. Obviously, despite the aesthetic of Dells, you know, Dells is literally the same thing but with different colors, and they call it different biomes. Yeah, I get it. But putting the aesthetics aside, you know, like Dells It's alright, it's just get into the cave, complete the objective, get to the boss, get to the next room. It's literally the exact same thing as Shadow Tower. I don't know why the hell people just make it out like, oh no, Shadow Towers were completely unique. No, they weren't. All you did in Shadow Towers was just go into a Shadow Arena or Shadow Dungeon, complete the 1 or 2 curse call that it was in that, and just move on to the next room and keep doing that until you reach the boss. It was not completely unique. It's literally exactly the same thing that you have right now. Like, yeah, yes, in terms of how it looks, yes, I get it. It looks great, Shadow Towers. But in terms of like the gameplay, no. Literally in Shadow Arenas, all you did it was go into a portal and destroy a 7-wave curse call. A Shadow Dungeon, it was literally a different amount of Shadow Dungeons. Just complete a regular curse call that has 2 waves, and then a mini boss curse call, and that's it. Do that 3 times and then you defeat the titans. So it was not completely unique in that regard. It's just, you know, Shadow Tower right now, it just, but you know, it looked good. It really did look good. Like the ambient, the aesthetics, all that looked good. So yeah, there's that. And obviously the rewards, we're not going to talk about the rewards in regards to Shadow Tower with the world bosses and such. Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with the delves is just that it's literally reskin geocaves. So pretty much just put in some of the geocase rooms and some new ones and drop it in right there. Just have it randomly generate, and there you go. That's delves. And that's where, like, I do feel that's just no. You know, having something that actually just looks good would be great. You know, like if you're in Crack the Court, instead of just having vines and just crap that just blocks your way, I don't know, just have a completely flat ground with invisible walls, and you can just see in the distance just fade trees or whatever. Well, not even invisible walls, just to have at least some sort of indications so that people don't get lost. But yeah, just if we go into the Fey world, you know, you can have all of those trees randomly. Heck, you can even just put in some random dungeons. Like, imagine it just going into a delve, and the delve will be just like this, just running around like this, and you see random generated dungeons and such. Maybe some unique builds, whatever. Just running around all the way towards you reach the boss, but obviously it's still linear. Somewhat linear. Just complete the objective and just get to the boss, so that people again don't get too confused. Maybe they could just add in an objective that would be like, oh yeah, you get thrown down into this biome, into this random biome, and you complete 5 dungeons that are around. Let's just say there's 12 dungeons around it, and you complete 5 of them. And once you do complete 5 of them, there will be a portal that will appear in the spawn that will just send you directly into the boss. That would be a really cool objective. It would be pretty it would be pretty unique. Let's just say, for example, you know, stuff like that could be really cool for delves. Let me just go into a spawn right here, an outpost. Like, you know, all 8 players just spawn right here, and it will just tell you complete 5 dungeons objective. All you gotta do is just find all of the dungeons that are around and just complete the 5 dungeons. So just moving on around it, once you are done with the 5 dungeons, there will be a portal that will appear right here or a little bit in front, and just press the portal, you will get into the boss, and there you go, you move on into the next objective. Then the next objective could be a regular delve, you know, don't remove delve completely, just make it like geode cave related, and just, oh yeah, complete monolith. Then complete monolith, then there's going to be another objective. Instead, like, for example, gathering crystals, and they can just use like a collection challenge, like I'm saying right now, like a collection challenge map, and just have that to just collect crystals, and same deal, collect those crystals in that specific collection challenge map and move on. That would be pretty cool in my eyes. You know, objectives like that would make the game, the delves, feel much more alive and much different than just go into the room, go into that disgusting hallway, get to the complete the objective, either defeating enemies, defeating a very specific enemy, monolith, clearing out rooms, ores, or crystals, or in the rare cases just nothing, and you literally just go into the boss. Do that and then kill the boss, and then do that again over and over and over again. You know, for the first couple of times it's not that big of a deal, but it really gets old really quickly. So, you see what I mean? So in cases like that, that would be great for delving, you know, stuff that would just make the delve experience much better, and those are just quality of life stuff that can just improve upon. You're not generally adding new content, you're just improving on the old content. And then moving on into dungeon grinding or geo topside, you know, have areas that are just as efficient as geo topside, because right now the reason a lot of people do geo topside is because the amount of drops that you actually do get is really, really nice. Yeah, like, wouldn't it be just great to have an objective in the Radiant Ruins? Let's just say a delve will just literally throw you down into a Radiant Ruins, a mini version of Radiant Ruins, and it will tell you, oh, defeat 10 Radiant Giants. And, you know, I have people just jumping around right here. And just have people just killing out Radiant Giants, and they will get the materials that you do get with Radiant Giants, like Radiant Shards, Radiant Caches, and whatever. And around the area, it would be Crystallized Clouds. Again, they could just put out 2 objectives. Either grab Crystallized... No, 3 objectives they could easily just add in. Grab Radiant Shards, grab Crystallized Clouds, or kill Radiant Giants. Those are the 3 objectives that can just put into a delve right here in the Radiant Ruins. Ow! I hit my toe, goddamn. Yeah. Like, crystal level 3s should be really high chances once you start hitting a certain depth, because the problem being is the problem would be, what would be the case? The problem of deep delving is like there's no rewards, just maybe a little extra rewards for mounts, maybe a little bit of extra chances for mounts or whatever, but aside from that, you don't get anything for deep delving. It would have been nice to have, you know, higher chances to a guaranteed crystal level 3, so that people actually can grind crystal level 3 and get crystalline cores so they can upgrade their crystal level 4s. That would be great, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, pretty much a delve made out of Radiant Island. You literally spawn and you literally get an objective, get 100 crystallized clouds. You know, have your group get 100 crystallized clouds. And it doesn't increase based on the objective, based on how many people, because that's one of the dumbest idea that I've seen in a while. It's like, oh yes, depending on how many people you have, that's how much objective is going to be. Like, you know, just make it a stable objective that it can be completed rather quickly. If you have a group, don't make it seem that like the ore objective and the crystal objective is much easier to do a solo than to do it with a group. Like it makes no sense. But yeah, having a small area like this area that I'm at, like all of this area that I discovered could be a delve, literally, and the objective could be that either get radiant shards from all of these dungeons, or defeat radiant giants, or get crystallized clouds. You get some of the materials that you normally don't grind. There's going to be a pretty unique objective, pretty unique scenery, and not to mention, obviously, is completely different and new and fresh. You can do stuff like that on any biome. I mean, something that just come across my mind. I don't think it would have been just really cool considering the newer player. Well, it would have been really cool, but it wouldn't just be the best. Was to go right here and just have one that is just completely, you know, an objective that could be really cool is just a, let's just say, a small open area. In that small open area, you can only just navigate using a boat. Let's just say something like that. Even though that, again, that would just feel rather off. But yeah, you can just use a boat, let's just say, for example. And using a boat, that's how you actually just find the portal. The room shouldn't be that too big so that people actually just use portal boats or whatever. I mean, they could just incorporate that. You know, a delve, that's not so much of a delve, it's just a pure exploration, like a challenge. Yeah, use your boat. Like, getting a boat is super easy anyway, so just have a boat to navigate towards all those areas, and once you do see the portal for a boss, like it's just only that, like use a boat to find the portal. Like, it will make your movement speed, let's just say 0 on that portal, and the only way that you can move around is with a boat. I mean, that could be something. That wouldn't be the best in my eyes, but you know, that would be something. Hey, someone got another Ganda. Woohoo! You know, incorporating those little ideas would be great, for sure. Yeah, they could just implement all of those type of things. Not to mention other stuff that would just make it great. You know, reducing the clutter in certain things. Like, for example, adventure boxes. So, and adventure boxes, they can just make it all into one. I have a karma bar and it will just drop random mounts. Maybe increase the rewards a little bit on both flux and glim, so that you get some little extra flux and glim from adventure boxes. And obviously style surprises. So that's another thing. That will be another thing. Either way, but yeah, you quickly can see that there's ideas. There's stuff that would just make the game just feel good, rather than just adding new stuff and just, oh yes, let's increase to 40,000 power and woohoo. But yeah, either way. Those are some of the ideas that you could just put on into the game just to improve it. But at least with the class rebalancing is a good step in the right direction. Let's just hope they do stuff like this for in the future, more class rebalancing and also just quality of life stuff. Like, we do definitely need more quality of life stuff as well. Improve upon some of the older content so that the newer players can actually just enjoy the game to its fullest, rather than just focusing 100% on adding new stuff into the game that, yes, it will just improve upon, but it just feels completely separated from everything before. Having new stuff is good. Obviously, you want to progress into the game, but you also don't want to leave out some of the older stuff just in the wayside, to the point that what's the point in having them in the first place? And it's just going to be a bunch of mess of so many things that you can do. Like, oh yeah, the geode things, that's one separated thing from the dells, which is a separated thing from the Bomber Royale, which is a separated thing from dungeon grinding. All those things are just separated with one another, and I feel that it would have been great just to have them more united and just feel better together. Either way, I'm just going to go and end the stream right here. I've been here for almost 3 hours. I said that I was going to leave like almost 2 hours ago. That's a big rip. So I'll just have to put in a timestamp on this live stream, just saying, oh yeah, this is where I tested literally the first 25 minutes. But I mean, we have to wait and see what they are working. Like, I just hope they just mention what they're working on in the future. Like, it is so sad because they don't mention anything. It's just like they drop it out, they just go completely blank. It's like, bro, like, okay, can you tell us what you're working on in the future? What are some of the things, some of the roadmaps? I don't know, would be great. But nope. Here, have this update, and then we're going to go completely dark for the next 2 months. Yay. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for sticking around as always. Again, I want to try to work on some of the other videos in the future, like the movements beyond the Neon Ninja. I want to obviously keep continuing the hidden effects and maybe just do some future live streams. So yeah, Anyways, with all that being said, thank you once again for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and I hope to see you guys next time. Take care and keep on hunting. See ya.